The Fantasy Skirmisher.
The Sultan of Afar sent Sinbad on a quest to save his kingdom by finding a golden genie lamp that was thought to be in the ruins of an ancient temple on a forgotten island. Discovering a cave near the beach, Sinbad's party battled a rock before entering the spider-infested cave, looking to find a way into the island's interior. Meanwhile, Cora, the Sultan's court sorcerer, secretly trailed Sinbad, bent on retrieving the golden lamp for himself in a bid to seize power. Landing on a different part of the island, Cora and his henchmen found another way into the mountain. Unknown to both parties, they were being watched. Both entrances led to the Valley of the Cyclops.
Let's introduce the heroic stars. First of all, we have Sinbad the Sailor, and he is using the Dashing Rogue card. Then to his left, we have the Enchanting Beauty Princess Munro, who's Sinbad's love interest. And then we have on his other side here, we have the Wise Mentor Rashid. And then on the ends, we have Sea Dogs. For the villainous cast, we have its star. We have Cora, the Damned Diabolist. We have a couple of fishmen. The card that I used for that was the Chaos Beastman card. I just replaced the special effects Hairy Hide with Scaly Hide. So it works really well for fishmen. Then we have a Cyclops, Living Statue, and 2 more Sea Dogs. The board has been set up, and we have 3 treasure tokens in place. We have 1 there, 1 here, and then there's 1 behind the Cyclops within the palm trees here. One of these treasures contains what we are looking for, which is the magical genie lamp, the MacGuffin. That'll give us extra victory points at the end of the game with whoever side controls that. And this is going to be a battle scenario, which is basically, it's a battle to remove the other side from the board. Before we start the game, we got to roll for initiative. The black dice will be the villainous cast. They rolled a 2 and Sinbad rolled a 6, so the heroic cast goes first. Since Cora lost the initiative, he gets 2 plot points. There's 3 phases in 7TV Fantasy, starting with the trilogy phase, and then what you do is you advance the trilogy deck, so the player whose turn it is draws a card and reads it. Under cranking, friendly extras may make 1 free move action this turn. All right. And then after that starts the action phase, and that is when you gain plot points. I've already done that already. We've got 5 this turn, and we activate the models. After models are activated is the end phase. You determine if your cast is axed, or are there any models on fire that you need to deal with, and you have an opportunity to steal the scene, meaning take an extra turn by taking the initiative. We're going to activate the Sea Dog first, and I already pre-measured 3 move activations with that free move. Gets him right to the treasure, but he is out of activations. The rest of the cast is going to move up to 12 inches, do 2 moves. And there's nothing we need to do for the end phase. So the villainous cast draws a trilogy card, and it is called Jump Cut. Choose a friendly model this turn. That model may move through any obstacle or models without penalty. The model cannot end its movement on an obstacle or in base contact with any enemy model. All right, so I'm not sure if that's going to help us here, but we'll see. All right, so moving on over to Cora. He is going to take first action to move 6 inches, and then he's going to spend his second action to bring the statue to life, as the wizard did in the movie The Golden Voyage of Sinbad, which came out in the 1970s. I think 73, but I'm not sure. And then we're going to move the Sea Dogs twice. And end their action there. And let's see, now we move on. Well, didn't think this one through. So I've got a special rule that there is some tunnels in the pools of water, and the fisherman can move for one action between pools, give him some really good mobility there. But this guy, what he's going to do is move adjacent to the treasure and open it. There's 3 treasure tokens. One of them's the genie's lamp. I'm going to roll a 6-sided die. On the 1 or 2, when he opens this, it'll be the genie's lamp. If not, it's going to be regular treasure. And he rolled a 5, so we're just going to draw from the artifact deck. And got a flying carpet. Oh, how thematic. All right, so this is going to go into the hoard for the villainous player, which can be used by any of the models. The other fishman is going to do 2 moves. He has no problems going through the water because he's a fishman. And close in on Sinbad. Now I'm going to move the Cyclops here. And I guess I am going to use that jump cut because he's got to move through his model, but doesn't end in it. So moves 12 inches, but doesn't quite get into base contact here. So it looks like Sinbad has some trouble brewing here. Finally, the living statue is going to do 2 moves. And we're done with turn 1. You know, I'm thinking I should have kept the Cyclops over there by the palm trees because he has the ability where he could throw stones. So he could have just kept them at bay to prevent them from picking up the last treasure while other people move in to attack. With that said, it is the start of turn 2, and we draw a trilogy card, and it is inferior sequel. You must activate 1 co-star model this turn. If you do not have one, then you gain a plot point. Sinbad has 2 co-stars with him. He has Princess Monroe and Rashid, the wise mentor. I think I'm going to start with Rashid, and I was looking at his card here, and he has an ability from Dusty Tomes. When you draw the first trilogy card of each act, roll a 1d3. Your cast gains plot points equal to the die roll. And since it was just the last turn, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Because I think I can use it. I got 3 more plot points. So I'm going to have a lot of plot points to work with. And speaking of working with, I add 5 more plot points. That's how many I get this turn. And the plot points is based on get 1 for your 2 for your co-star, 1 for each co-star, 2 for each star, and then a half for each extra. All right, now I think what I'm going to do is have the wise mentor cast a spell. So he's chosen a spell before the game, and it's from the Conjurer's Codex, and he's going to cast Fireball. It's a difficulty 11 mind spell. For the spell, I take a 3-inch blast template and place it within 8 inches of Rashid. And it looks like, if effective, it will hit both models, which will catch them on fire and knock them down, which will be very helpful. First, I need to pass a Mind 11 spell. He's a magic user level 2, so I can put 2 dice into my pool to roll. And I have to get an 11 or better to be able to be successful. Now, Rashid has a Mind of 5, so that is the statistic we are rolling against. So 8, so we're 13 total with a 5, so the spell has been cast. All right, so we place it on fire markers on both models. Of course, I'll have to adjust them since I'm knocking them down. He is knocked down and on fire, and so is the fishman. For Rashid's second activation, he moves adjacent to the fishman and is going to do an attack with his rough-hewn staff, which is a +7 strike. So fishman gets his defense value of 8, and he rolls his initial die, which he adds to it, which is only a 1. So his defense roll is 9, or total 9 defense. And so Rashid, he is going to have his initial die, plus he's going to pay 2 plot points to get some extra dice. And if the extra dice are 4 or better, which they all are, he gets an extra point. So his attack is 7, plus 5, plus 6, plus 2 more points. So this fishman is taken out because he only has 1 health. Next is Princess Munro, and she is going to use an artifact. Both stars and co-stars can use artifacts from their hoard. And we've got 7 league boots, costs a plot point. And this turn, this model can move 8 inches as a free action. So she has 3 actions, including this 8-inch move. So that's what we're going to do. I think she is going to make a run 8 inches, and they're just going to do all of her actions to move adjacent to the treasure. And facing matters in this game, so facing the treasure. So let's go ahead and kick the Cyclops while he's down. So my Sea Dog moves up for the attack. So the Sea Dog has a cutlass, just like shown on the mini, and he is going to spend 2 plot points. Plus, this is a large model, which gives him an extra dice. So the initial dice rolled a 2, and rolled 3s for the other, which do not give him extra points. So therefore, his total is 8, which is the toughness of the Cyclops. So Cyclops loses 1 health. I have 1 plot point left, so I'm going to activate Sinbad. So with his first action, he moves in, then he's going to attack. He can't add any extra dice because there's no plot points left to use. So this is basically going to be a straight roll off because his Dancing Blade is a +8 strike, and the defense of the Cyclops is 8. And they both rolled a 6. All right, so it's tied. Ties go to the winner. So the Cyclops has 1 health left, and besides -1 health for the effect of the sword, the effect is fast and deadly, so I need to see what this is. All right, so deadly means I get to make a second attack as a second action. Normally you can't do that, but I moved, so I can't make a second attack. And deadly is I could add an extra die, which I don't need because I tied, which means I did hit. So the Cyclops has 1 health left and is on fire. Now we're going to move on to the other Sea Dog here. He's going to pick up this treasure, and it is just a regular artifact. It is not the lamp. So Munro is going to pick up the lamp. So the treasure found is the Amulet of Protection. Costs 2 plot points, and the effect is until your cast is next on screen, this model cannot be the target of fight or shoot attacks. For the Sea Dog's second action, he is going to move 6 inches, and he's done. All right, let's see what the villains pull. Continuity error. Choose 2 friendly, non-extra models and switch their positions without incurring free strikes. Mounted or captured models cannot be switched. If you do not have 2 non-extra models, gain plot point. Kuro can't use this ability because he doesn't have any other co-stars to switch places with, so he's going to get that extra plot point, which will come in handy. The Ogre. So he is going to spend a plot point to activate and another plot point to remove his fire status. It was rolling around on the ground there. And he's going to spend his first action to stand up. And he is going to take a swipe at Sinbad. The enraged ogre picks up Sinbad using its grab and smash special effect. And 2 dice is rolled. And total is 10. That is Sinbad's defense 10. So he grabs, throws him down. Sinbad loses 1 health and is knocked down. Next we have the fishman. So he jumps into the water, swims underneath, and pops out the other side in position to attack on the next turn. Now the living statue has a move of 4, not 6. So he's going to use both to move a total of 8 inches, not quite coming into contact with the sea dog. I'm going to spend a plot point to activate Kura, and he is going to move 12 inches, which brings him right here. And then he's going to spend another plot point because he's going to use a flying carpet to move 8 inches, which I've measured, which brings him right to the edge here. So that puts him in action and possibly to intercept Princess Monroe there. Now we're going to spend the last plot point, and the sea dog is going to make 2 move actions to move himself into the action. So there's a rule that I forgot, and I just wanted to say it now. I don't think it impacted the game so far, but it's something called a charge attack. So what you could do is you could move one of your characters, and if you move into base contact, you could do a free strike. And that would allow you to attack again because it's not considered a fight action. It's still the end phase of the villain's turn, and they have a choice to make. During the end phase, they can choose to steal the scene. That is, take another turn by stealing the initiative. So what they would do is they would take this card and possibly take a second card since they're getting into Act 2. Now what this does is gives them an extra turn, and looks like they would be able to make some of those charge attacks which I just mentioned, and the Cyclops would be able to throw down Sinbad again or attack him in a different way. But the penalty is you'd only get half the plot points, so I would not be able to activate everybody. I'd have to choose those few plot points wisely. So I think I'm just going to not choose to steal the scene, and it's back to Sinbad and his crew. And so we're going to draw a Grim Overture. This turn, each model must make a spirit statistic test before being activated. If unsuccessful, that model cannot activate this turn. Okay. I think that is a nice card to have at the end of Act 1. In 7TV Fantasy, you can choose to draw more than one trilogy card on your turn. If you do, each player gets 2 plot points. And so I'm going to do just that so we can move into Act 2. Rear projection. Place the blast 5-inch template on a patch of rough ground and ignore the usual movement penalty for the area covered this turn. If there is no rough ground, center the blast 5-inch template on a friendly star. Friendly models touched by the template can move 2 inches immediately as a free action. There's really nothing that would help us game-wise, but I'm just going to say that this terrain piece right here is treated like open ground. Team Sinbad collects 5 plot points on top of the 2 they got for drawing a second card. And I think I'm going to have Sinbad activated, but he must make a spirit statistic test before being activated. So Sinbad, as his first action, needs to stand up, but first he needs to pass the spirit test. His spirit value is 5, so the target number is 3. So we roll the die, and roll the 3, so he's able to be activated, and his first action, he stands up. And now he needs to do something with the Cyclops. And I lost the audio in this segment, so I have to do a voiceover. As you can see, it just rolled the dice, the defense dice for the Cyclops, and the Cyclops rolled poorly, despite adding an extra dice, which didn't do anything. And then Sinbad rolls his dice and really knocks it out of the park, which kills the Cyclops because he only had 1 health left, and the Cyclops is out of the game. So he gets flipped over, and then we move on. That was an amazing feat that Sinbad pulled off. During a desperate moment, he recovered, took a desperate swing, and took out the Cyclops. Isn't that right, Annabelle? I spent another plot point to activate Princess Monroe, who, for one action, opens up the treasure chest and gets the genie's lamp. And then she is going to move 6 inches towards her party. Oh, and I almost forgot to do the spirit test, see if Monroe could even activate. So she's successful on a 4+ and just happened to roll a 4. So we're good there. All right, now let's see if we could activate the Sea Dog here so he could do a charge attack. All right, so I rolled a 5 and a Sea Dog is a 2 spirit. Yikes. And that is a 6+, he's successful. So he does not activate this turn. All right, so let me try the other Sea Dog. Does not activate this turn. And that leaves me with my Wise Mentor. My Wise Mentor has a spirit of 4, so must roll a 4+. He failed, so he cannot activate either. It is the villain's turn. And so I draw a trilogy card. Dungeon Restock. Choose a friendly extra that has been removed from play and return it to the playing area within 6 inches of one of your highest rated models. If no friendly extras have been removed, draw an artifact card. Wow, okay, well, the villains have 2 extras removed. I've got the Fishman, and thematically that would make the most sense since I'm sure there's a whole colony under the water there. But I spent a lot of money on this Cyclops. So another Cyclops. His Plutonic life partner comes up from off the edge of the map, right by the wizard. With the entrance of the other Cyclops, Cora is back up to 5 plot points, and he spends 1 to activate the Cyclops, which is going to throw a rock projectile with a range of 8. So Monroe is definitely within range, and it is a +6 attack. So we're going to roll some dice for the defender first. She is going to get her dice and then spend a plot point to defend herself. All right, so the extra dice only gives a +1 on a roll of 4 or better. So 5 plus her defense of 9. So she's got 14 defense, and so the Cyclops needs to beat that. So there's no, well, it's only got a very small chance of hitting Monroe. So he rolls, misses, just the stone goes right past her. The Cyclops is a little upset by that, so he's going to do hopefully a charge attack. Yep, he's within 6 inches. So he charges right into Princess Monroe and is going to do another attack. So the attack Cyclops is going to do is called Get in the Bag. It's a +8 strike, 0 range. So he's trying to put her in a sack. So we're going to roll a defense again. I think we're going to spend another plot point for Aladdin's group to add a dice to her defense roll. So 4 plus 8, so 12 total. And I think Cyclops is going to spend a plot point to add an additional die. as well. All right, so 4 total plus 8. It's tied, so therefore she gets put in a sack. Fortunately, Princess Monroe is an escape artist, so there is a chance she'll be able to make her escape on the next turn. Next, Kura comes around the corner, and he is going to attempt to cast Perdition's Flame. It's a difficulty Spirit 11 test. You place a blast 3-inch template within 6 inches of the spellcaster, representing a column of fire. Choose an enemy model, Sinbad. Whenever another enemy model is activated, move the column 2 inches towards the closest model. Any model touched by the template receives the on fire status. Remove the column when your cast is next on screen. All right, so hopefully that's going to put a world of hurt on Sinbad and everybody else. So he is a spellcaster 3, so he has 3 dice in his pool. And his spirit, I believe, is 5. Let me double check that. Yes, it is. So on 3 dice plus 5, he just needs to roll an 11. And he rolled a 12 plus 5, so easily passed that. However, see this 1 skulking here? All right, so that creates a problem. Something went wrong with this spell. So there was a backlash. So whenever a 1 is rolled on the dice, you've got to roll on a status. Rolled a 3, and he is immobilized. I guess things could be worse. And the immobilized counter gets placed on him. He can't move, do anything until that status is removed. There's 2 plot points left. 1 gets spent activating the living statue, who's going to do a charge attack into the Sea Dog. All right, the Sea Dog is going to roll his defense die as well as an extra die that I spent a plot point on. And so 3 and a 4, so we've got 4 defense so far, and we need to add his regular defense of 8, which is 12 total. All right, let me move these out of the way. So the living statue is deadly, so he gets to add a free extra die, which he rolls, and rolled a 5 plus 8, so he hits. The effect is -1 health, and the Sea Dog only has 1 health, so is removed from the game. Now that was just 1 action. I think he's just going to move into, got that fire there. Not sure if he's immune. Let's see here. This model cannot recover health or receive the dominated, on fire, or weakened status. So the statue uses a second action to move again into base contact with the other Sea Dog. All right, let's spend a plot point to get this Sea Dog, who has been doing, I don't know what he's been doing, but let's get him into the battle here. The situation's looking a little desperate right now for Sinbad and his crew. Not only are they outnumbered, but Sinbad is being chased by a tower of flame that will approach him whenever one of his crew moves. Kura is quite powerful, but he's immobilized, and a second Cyclops has come out and captured Princess Monroe. The trilogy deck is in deck 2, and the timer is starting to run out. So things are a little desperate, so I think Sinbad is going to draw not 1, but 2 trilogy cards. So the first one, critical hit. The first time you roll a 6 on a strike roll this turn, add +2 to the strike value. All right, that will come in handy. And what's the second one? Oh, there's only 1 trilogy Act 2 card. Then we move into the final Act 3. All right, prop malfunction. What is this? Choose an enemy extra. Until your cast is next on screen, the chosen model cannot make strike actions. All right, that is going to be helpful. Since Monroe is captured, she does not generate a plot point, so we add 4 to Sinbad's pool. All right, so the prop malfunction, I'm going to designate the living statue, where until my cast is next on screen, the chosen model cannot make strike actions. So now we need to move on, and Sinbad is going to do a charge attack into the statue. The statue is going to do a defense die of 1, which adds to the statue's defense of 9, so 10 defense total. So we need to beat that. So Sinbad gets a die plus a free extra die because of his dancing blade, and he's going to spend another plot point to get a second extra die. And we need to beat 10 total. So that really sucked right there. So 8, 9, 10. Actually, we just made it. And so we strike the living statue, who goes from 3 to 2 health. For Sinbad's second action, he's going to do another strike using a fight action, which is melee. So let's roll the defense die. And that is a 2 for the living statue. So 11 total. With the deadly blade, Sinbad gets a free extra die. And let's see, he's going to spend an extra plot point to add another die to that. And we roll, and doesn't roll very good. 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, actually, he just made it. The 2 extra dice didn't contribute anything because it was rolled less than 4. And so now the living statue is down to 1 health. And it's kind of frozen. It cannot attack this turn, which is great. Next, I think I'm going to activate Rashid, the wise mentor. And looking at his special effects, he has something called Leader 1. It's a free action. When this model activates, choose one friendly model within 6 inches that has not activated this turn. They may activate for free. So, well, how about my Sea Dog here, who's going to use the free action, this free activation, to attack the living statue. The living statue has a defense of 9, plus it rolled a 1, so a total of 10 defense. And I'm going to use a precious plot point, which leaves me 1 left, to roll an additional die. The Sea Dog rolls and rolled a 6 plus 7, 8, 9, 10 total, which is the same as the defense. So he strikes. So now the living statue. Oh my gosh, I don't remember if I had 1 left or 2 left. Let me double check. That's right. He's down to 1 health left, 1 hit point. And the Sea Dog finds the statue's Achilles heel and goes down with a crash and is out of the game. Kura is out of Rashid's line of sight because the rules have a facing down the middle of front and back. And so it looks like this is the front for Rashid, but he sees these Sea Dogs coming on. And so he's going to attempt to cast Fireball using this 3-inch template. And it can be placed within 8 inches, so it can be placed here, which will touch this Sea Dog here. This is going to be a difficulty mind 11 Fireball. So I need, with he's a magic user 2, I roll 2 dice, plus his mind statistic of 5. I add those together, and if I hit 11 or better, the spell goes off. And it easily hits, and Fireball explodes right there on the Sea Dog. He catches fire, and he goes down. knocked down and on fire. I almost forgot, when he cast a spell, he rolled a 1, which means there was a backlash in casting it. So we roll a d6, he rolled a 2, and he has become stunned. So that's not good, because he becomes knocked down, and he will not generate a plot point when it becomes Sinbad's turn again. I was going to use the last plot point on Monroe so she could use her escape artist action to escape the Cyclops and move away from him without incurring a free strike. But that would just have that column of flame move into Sinbad and the Sea Dog and set them both aflame. So I think we're going to save the plot point because it's probably going to be needed for the next turn. And we'll see what happens next when we've got Kura up, along with his fishman and his one sea dog that is still up and running towards Sinbad. It is the villainous player's turn, and that column of fire goes away. And we're going to draw the last trilogy card from Act 2, which is Deleted Scene. Both players roll a 1d6. Each player that rolls a 5+ can remove a non-captured status marker from a model. So the purple die is going to be Sinbad's, black Kura's, and they both get to remove a status. So we're going to take Immobilized from Kura and Stunned. And it is now, we're going to activate Kura, and we have 4 plot points to work with here. So he's a damned diabolist, and we are going to use his Wand of the Abyss, which is 6 inches, +9 strike attack. So let's see if we got a target within 6 inches. We most certainly do. And this is where my audio goes out for a little bit, so I'm just going to have to do a little voiceover narration. But Rashid is attacked, rolls a 2 for his defense, but Kura rolls a 6 and hits, which does -1 health and sets Rashid on fire. So that is not looking good for him, considering he is down. For Kura's second action, he's going to move behind the column, being the coward that he is. That way he could be sneaky and set himself up for another attack on the next turn. The next plot point activates the Cyclops, who sees an easy target and charges Rashid to move in for the kill. The Cyclops does a grab and smash, rolls an 11, which exceeds Rashid's defense. So Rashid is out of the game. He got Hulk smashed. There is 2 plot points left, and we are going to use one of them to remove the fire status marker. And then we're going to use the last one to activate the Sea Dog that is laying down. The first action must be that he has to stand up. So he has 1 action left. Enraged after being caught on fire and knocked down, he's going to charge straight into the Sea Dog that is in front of him. It is the start of the new turn, and we draw the first Finale Trilogy card, which is Critical Fail, and it reads, this turn, whenever a model rolls a 1, as a part of the strike action, that model suffers the effect of the attack instead of the targeted model. So we are going to activate the Sea Dog that's next to Sinbad, who is going to attack the Sea Dog that just charged him, who's kind of smoky and full of burns and nasty looking and just absolutely enraged. So first we're going to roll the defense die, and rolled a 2 plus the defense of 8 for 10 defense total. And then we're going to roll the attack die, where the Sea Dog will take the enemy Sea Dog out and remove him from the game because they only have 1 health. There it is. He rolled a 6. Model removed. The Sea Dog is going to take his second action and move behind the column here, out of line of sight of Kura and the Cyclops, and it looks like the 2 Sea Dogs will be battling the next turn. Now it is on to the next, which we're going to activate Sinbad. There's 3 plot points left, and Sinbad is going to use 2 of them to break out and put on the Amulet of Protection, and this will prevent him from getting attacked until he's next on screen, meaning Sinbad's next turn. So they won't be able to do anything. So this just might make the difference of winning or losing this game in life or death with Sinbad. Sinbad uses the last plot point to do a charge attack against the Cyclops. The Cyclops is going to defend against Sinbad's Dancing Blade, and he's going to roll a defense die. He rolled a 1, so his defense is a total of 9. And the blade is an attack 9, so it's an auto hit. And so it is -1 health for the Cyclops. And this should be on 1. Sinbad only has 1 health left. That charge attack was a free action, so he is going to take a strike action. And first we need to determine the defense roll of Cyclops, which is 11 total. Now the Dancing Blade, I forgot, is deadly, meaning he gets a free extra die. So we're going to roll 2. Wasn't needed the last attack. And so this is his main die, 6. The other one didn't do anything, didn't add an extra point. So Sinbad hits again, and Cyclops is down to 1 health, just as is Sinbad. But this is a fast blade. He gets another strike. Sinbad is going to make a second fight action using his fast and deadly Dancing Blade. But first, Cyclops needs to roll his defense die, which he rolled a 2, so total defense of 10. So Sinbad is going to roll his dice, the purple dice being the initial die, which is a 4. And another 4 was rolled, so his Dancing Blade is 8 plus 12 plus 1. Sinbad strikes the Cyclops again. The Cyclops is out of the game. And he has rescued his Princess Marana. So the dashing rogue Sinbad rescues his love interest, Princess Marana, and you could just see the look of love in her eyes. Now Kura pulls a trilogy card, and it is called Prepare to Die. Roll 1d6. Each cast receives the number rolled in plot points. All right, so this is going to ramp things up. We roll a die. And hey, we'll take 2 plot points for each cast, right? There's a chance that Kura may get axed at the end of his turn here. So, because he has more than half of his models removed from the board. But let's go ahead, and we are going to spend a plot point to activate this Sea Dog here. And he is going to charge into the other Sea Dog and do battle. The Sea Dog has a defense of 8. We roll a defense die. It's 10 total. Now the other Sea Dog, the one attacking, is going to attack with his cutlass, which is +6. He rolled a 2 for 8 total, so misses. Since that was a charge attack, he is going to try again. So Sinbad Sea Dog, wow, all right, rolls a 12 defense. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything with that. He's going to roll his attack die and misses. So they are locked in combat. Sinbad cannot be attacked this turn because of his Amulet of Protection. So we're going to activate this Fishman. This is 6 inches here. And he's going to do a charge attack into that Sea Dog. The Fishman has a Savage Blade +6 strike, but it is deadly, meaning he gets a free extra die. And of course, it does 1 health damage, which would take out the Sea Dog. First, we're going to roll the defense of the Sea Dog. 8 plus 6. So that is going to be a tough order to follow. So 5 plus the blade of 6 just doesn't quite do it. Now, since that was a charge attack, he is going to use his second action to do a strike, do a fight. So we're going to roll the defense die again for our Sea Dog. I rolled a 2, so a 10 total. And then the Fishman rolls. I rolled a 2 plus 1 plus 6. And doesn't quite do it. So just misses. Now Kura is going to take an action. For his first one, he's going to do a move to get in line of sight of Munro. And then he's going to attack with his Wand of the Abyss. So the Enchanting Beauty Munro, she has a defense of 9. And she is going to actually roll an extra die, which is going to cost a plot point. And I think it's going to help here. So she rolled a 5 plus 1, so 6 on top of her 9 for 16 total. And Kura, he is going to spend another plot point as well, actually 2, to roll 2 extra dice. So he rolls, and okay, so 6, 7, plus his plus 9, he strikes, and she has -1 health and is on fire. So she has 1 health point left as well. Now we need to see if Kura and his cast of villains have been axed. So a cast is considered to be axed if it has more models removed than models in play. 4 models have been removed, and he has 3 total in play. So now we need to do is make a spirit test, statistic test, and his spirit is 5. So with spirit of 5, he needs to roll a 3 plus to pass. If he passes, nothing happens. If he fails, then what happens is we roll another d6, and that many models get removed from play. And the die is cast. He rolled a 2. He failed. So we roll another die to see how many models have been removed. All of them. Kura knows this isn't a battle he can fight. But if he runs away, perhaps there'll be a Sinbad sequel, right? So the game is over. Sinbad has recovered the golden lamp, and he still has his love interest, and they live happily ever after.